Hi, it's G, and today we're going to talk about magical record keeping. It doesn't sound very glamorous, does it? But um, it can be. It can help you get to a really cool book of shadows with all the knowledge that you gather, and over time, it helps you perfect your skill as a magical practitioner, as a witch, as someone who delves into the magical arts over what worked and what didn't work. So you can, if you want to, think of it as a beginner book of shadows that's not too glamorous, but once you gather all that information, mm, yeah, it could be later on. So today we're going to talk about setting up your magical record keeping for 2025. A well maintained magical record is a powerful tool for any practitioner. It provides clarity, it'll track your progress, and it helps refine your techniques. So, whether you're mastering the art of spell work, or interpreting dreams, or exploring divination, keeping an organized record will deepen your connection to your craft. So, to prepare for your practice in 2025, we're going to go through setting up your magical record, um, how to track spells, dreams, divination results. So the first question is, why should you keep a magical record? It's much more than a logbook. It's this companion in your spiritual and magical practice. So here's why every practitioner should have one. Um, Number one, to track your progress. I mean, it's consistently logging spells, rituals, and divination allows you to see these patterns. And you can identify for what's going on in these patterns with your spells, which will help you improve, and better understand what techniques work best for you. That's the important thing. What techniques work best for you? Not because you read them in a book somewhere and they work for someone else. Maybe you had to change them up a little bit so that they were more your style. So, what works, what doesn't work? It can enhance your accuracy. I mean, writing down like dream symbols or divination results as soon as you receive them, that ensures accuracy because your memory is going to fade. But we all say, I'm going to remember this. I'm going to write this dream down later. No, you got to keep a dream journal beside your bed. And it also encourages reflection. I mean, regularly reviewing your records can provide key insights into your growth and can inspire you for new ideas for your craft. And it creates also this form of legacy. I mean, your magical journal can serve as a personal grimoire. It can document your unique magical style for future reference because your style can change over time. Or you can also pass it down to other people. Or it can become the basis of what you use to create a truly unique handwritten grimoire where you actually put in the pictures you've collected and things like that. Think of it as a skeleton. It's a skeleton for creating a long lasting book of shadows. So some of the supplies you may need, you get the things that resonate with you. I like things like leather bound journals. Other people like, spiral bound books. They may go digital. You do whatever that suits your style and feels inviting for you to use. You need colored pens and markers or stickers. Make sure when you choose markers that you're choosing ones that don't bleed through the paper too much because you want to be able to put things on the other side. Stickers, sometimes they'll come up a little bit, but you can always fix it. Um, you need reference tools. If you're logging things about tarot and runes and other forms of divination, having some sort of reference, whether it's going to be a book or cards or flashcards or something like that, can help you actually move this information from your reference into your journals. And also you can put your own spin on it or extra information of things you experience. That's what it would be important. You may decide to do a ritual before each time you journal or keep records. Maybe you'll just do simple little chime candle spell or a tea light or something. Maybe that's your thing. Each time you're going to start journaling, you light a tea light. Um, Maybe you'll anoint it with a different oil according to what it is you're journaling about or you're working on or what sort of records you're keeping. Sounds good to me. Yeah. Today I'm going to work on a money spell, so I'm going to anoint this tea light with money drawing oil. Why not? So you should organize it first with some introductory pages. Start with a personal note about why you're creating this record. Include your goals, the areas you'd like to focus on, like spellcasting, refining your spellcasting, or dream interpretation, anything that you want to focus on. Maybe it's your magical aspirations. Maybe it's how you want to, um, what do you want to achieve a year from now? How do you want to be better at magical spellcasting, or do you just want to learn more? Or, you'll set the tone for the record with with your affirmations and your blessings to imbue it for whatever purpose that you're seeking. You could do a spell tracking section. Use this to log all your spells, including your successes, your failures, and anything in between. For every spell recorded, include details like the date and the time you did the spell, the type of spell. Was it baneful? Was it protection? Was it manifestation? What items you used? What were your intentions behind it? Did you have any targets? Any other people were involved? What steps did you take to set up this spell? And, what were the outcome and the results? Now, this may not be something you can log right away. It may be something you're going to come back to a couple of months from now and go back and write down the results. So make sure to leave room in that section. And when we're talking about dream journals, I mean, dream journals are like a gateway to your subconscious, and they can provide this insight into your craft that you didn't even know was there, because you need to go. When you're logging dreams, and you'll go back and reread them, and you'll have a lot of aha moments. You'll have epiphanies where it's like, I didn't even think of that at the time, but it makes sense now. So you'll write down your dream journal, write down the date. What was your mood before you went to sleep? What were some of the themes and symbols? Sometimes we dream in themes over like several nights or a week in a row. Did you have any visions or messages came from this dream? And how do you interpret it? Don't just include interpretations from dream books, but how do you interpret it as well? And if you've shared the dream with friends, how did they interpret it? What did they think? But being consistent is the key to logging your dreams. But you need to do it as soon as you wake up, and that'll require give you the most accuracy if you'll do it as soon as you wake up. Another thing to put in your magical record keeping would be a divination section. I mean, it's where you track like your readings, your interpretation of their meanings. It's helpful when identifying recurring symbols, and it helps to like confirm long-term predictions. It could be you can include like what divination tools you used. Did you use tarot? Did you use runes? Did you use pendulums? The date and the time of the reading. Include the date and the time on everything, because trust me, you will go back and think, when did this happen? Oh, this was exactly 2 months ago from today, or this was exactly a year ago, or it's important to have the dates. So date everything. In the divination, what question did you ask? What was the question? Sometimes people will just write down what the reading was, and over time they forget what was the original question. What spread or layout did you use? What were the results? Which cards were drawn? How did you interpret the symbols? And how would someone else interpret them? How are they based on? It's like the book versus your interpretation. Maybe include both. And you might make notes of any external energies like the day's planetary influences or the astrological transits, things that may have affected that reading for that day. I always tell people a reading is a reflection of what happened on the day you asked the question, meaning you can go out and change what happens. But if you were to ask the same question 2 weeks from now, you may have a totally different answer because you have made 2 weeks worth of choices, decisions, every minute of every day that could change your, trajectory. It can change everything. So you may even come up with your own templates for like when I'm gonna do a spell, I'm gonna write down it in this style, like the name of the spell, the date, the time, what was the moon phase, um, what tools did I use, what were my intentions, what were my steps in the process, and then the outcomes and observations. So some people like that structure where when they're writing down about a specific thing like divination, it's like each page of it about it is takes the same format. So over time, be like, dang, I forgot to include what was the moon phase when this was going on. And since you dated it like you're supposed to, you have to go back and look it up. Yeah, so some people like to do that. So it's just this, and you'll get in the habit over time where you won't need to look up what is this format, what is this template. But some of the keys to doing this and really keeping up with it is you've got to set aside time. Consistency is easier, when you schedule writing sessions in your calendar. So it can be 10 minutes after your morning coffee. It can be maybe it's just on Sunday evenings, whatever. Find a time that works for you and keep your journal accessible. I mean, keep it where you can grab it, like on your altar, your bedside table. If you're always on the go, keep it in your backpack, your purse, whatever. Just keep it where you're not without it, or you can grab it really quickly. And feel free to add tons of personalization to it. You may use like dried flowers or I don't know, washi tape or sketches to make it all yours. And some of these you may cut out and transfer to a bigger book of shadows later. And this may become your book of shadows. You may not. I'm kind of artsy. I took art for 4 years. So yeah, I want to put it in the big fancy book of shadows. But this may be enough for what you're wanting to accomplish. So whether your record is let's there's a ritual you should probably do when starting this. So first get your book. Get whatever you're going to use, notebook, whatever, and do a little ritual with it. It doesn't matter if you've written in it yet, but hold the book you're going to be using or the notebook or even the ream of paper or something. Light a little candle and speak some sort of affirmation or blessing over it. Set the intention, it'll be a tool of growth and clarity throughout the year. You actually want to focus on saying, this is going to help me. This is what I need to improve my practice and give it blessings to actually help you in your practice. You want it to actually, uplift your work. So, and then, let the candle burn. It could be sitting beside the book. And when it's done, open it up and start writing in it. So, magical record keeping, some may call it journaling, some may call it writing in your book of shadows. It's all about how you want to keep records for the spell work that you do. Recording your dreams, recording your thoughts about things. It can be about recording herbs, roots, flowers, their meanings. Make it personal. It's all for you and to improve your own practice. So this has been G. My website is folkmagicstudio.com, and you can find me there or any of my social media accounts. I'm always posting something. If you found me on YouTube, subscribe to the channel. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.